The most important decision you can make in your life is whether to blindly believe the misinformation, myths, and propaganda of Western mainstream medicine, pharmaceutical, animal farming, and pornography industries, or to believe in science-based, natural, holistic healing, and choose the behavioral lifestyle decisions that are in alignment with optimal sexual, physical, relational, and mental health. The lies that we have been fed are imprisoning us in a perpetual state of disease, dysfunction, and addiction, as well as blocking us from feeling vibrant and fully alive, looking great, and becoming our ideal selves we're truly meant to be in life. We are unaware of the extent to which we have been misled and brainwashed by these corporations, the immense harm they have caused, and the enormous power we have handed over to them. They honestly do not deserve our power or our trust when it comes to our long-term well-being. Western mainstream medicine and the pharmaceutical industry absolutely do not want you to discover and talk about these elephants in the room, which represent holistic, curative, and preventative solutions for all forms of ED and cardiovascular disease, as well as launch us into vibrancy, vitality, and youthful vigor. You need to understand that Western mainstream medicine, the pharmaceutical, pornographic, and insurance industries are the richest corporations on earth. They have been selling you myths, spreading lies and misconceptions, and brainwashing you with false marketing mantras and jingles since you were first born into corporate America. They actually profit off of your diseases, dysfunctions, imbalances, and addictions. You must be clear that you are a consumer and they are only interested in selling you their products. They have done an amazing job at marketing their products to us in exchange for our health and our lives. Everything that I tell you is based on actual science and backed up by first-hand scientific studies. In order to become the ideal being you are truly meant to be, neurologically, energetically, physically, relationally, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you must throw out all of your fears that petrify you, the myths and misconceptions that block you, the addictions and negative habits that imprison you, and the peer pressure exerted by your friends, family, culture, and corporations that hold you back from looking and feeling the way you truly want and deserve in life. You absolutely cannot make massive positive transformation without following the actual science and stripping yourself bare of your fears, as well as everything you have been taught growing up in corporate America. When it comes to all the most foundational aspects of our lives, Western culture has everything completely backwards and upside down. All that you need to do is look around to observe the massive epidemic of dysfunctions, diseases, and deaths ravaging Western culture. The system and the products that these massive corporate conglomerates have been selling to us are clearly not working. Even worse, the dysfunctions, diseases, comorbidities, and deaths that we are now seeing take place at appalling rates are actually part of a devious financial model that mutually profits all of these mega corporate industries with billions of dollars annually, making them the most powerful and richest entities on earth. Have you ever wondered what underlying causes lie at the root source of all these dysfunctions, diseases, and addictions that are ravaging the West? These corporations absolutely do not want you to get to the root source of the problem so that we can truly heal, because they depend on a steady stream of the sick, diseased, and dysfunctional to enrich themselves. In fact, they actively spend millions of dollars to keep us in the dark and suppress natural and holistic modalities which actually do identify and address the root sources in order to create true healing. You would think that Western mainstream medicine would truly care about getting at the root sources of dysfunction and disease. You would think they would truly want to heal their patients, as well as alleviate their pain, suffering, and increased chances of death. But the truth is that Western mainstream medicine only cares about selling you pharmaceutical drugs and surgeries. You will never find holistic, preventative, and curative solutions with Western mainstream medicine. This essentially imprisons you in a perpetual state of dependence on drugs and surgeries, which suppress the symptoms but never get at the root source. The true underlying cause continues to worsen. Real, true healing, which identifies and addresses the root sources of imbalance, dysfunction, and disease, is diametrically opposed to their self-interests. The first 10-ton elephant in our living room that nobody is talking about is the pornography epidemic. The rapid rise in free internet pornography corresponds precisely with the rapid rise of erectile and sexual dysfunction we are witnessing today. Pornography is the very source of the fastest growing segment of ED that we see today, and a predominant one. Pornography has taken the world by storm, ripping apart the very fabric of our civilization, relationships, and neurology. This pornography epidemic has triggered a relationship epidemic, as well as an erectile dysfunction epidemic. Porn-induced erectile dysfunction, or PIED, affects millions of men. Porn-induced arousal dysfunction, or PIAD, affects millions of women. Statistically, 80% of men and 26% of women engage in pornography at least once per week. This means that 80 million out of 100 million men regularly engage in pornography. We are now at the end of a massive 2-decade-long experiment on the minds, neurology, and energy of the global population with free internet pornography. The results are now in, and they are incredibly disturbing and terrifying. Our generation of youth have been brainwashed their entire lives with virtual internet pornography. We are now seeing that entire generation of youth unable to have the first sexual experience of their lives and engage in any meaningful relationship. The science clearly shows that regular pornography usage reduces dopamine levels and receptor sites to the same chronically low levels experienced by addicts. These are all major dopamine addictions. In fact, our brain cannot even differentiate between a physical addiction to a drug and a neurological addiction to the superstimulus of pornography. Porn-induced erectile and arousal dysfunction affects men and women, young and old, and anyone with neurology who regularly engages in pornography. This is really what I refer to as an arousal displacement dysfunction. Essentially, we are taking our arousal to our real connected partner and displacing it into a virtual fantasy of pornographic pixels on a screen. In porn-induced erectile and arousal dysfunction, we have lost our ability to get aroused to our real connected partner. But this is a dopamine addiction that is never static and is constantly evolving and escalating. Every time we release our semen to novel pornographic imagery, we are forced to escalate the graphic nature of the material we are engaging in order to obtain the same dopamine surge as before. Eventually, we surpass even our own moral compass, engaging in material we could have never imagined we were capable of, and certainly never in real life with real people. I was misdiagnosed and misprescribed blood flow-inducing pharmaceutical medications along with millions of other men at this very moment, when I did not have any blood flow issues at all. Essentially, Western mainstream medicine and the pharmaceutical industry are unnecessarily causing debilitating side effects for millions of men, which may include dangerous, sudden drops in blood pressure. They are ignoring the root source of the problem, which is neurologically and energetically based in the form of porn-induced and energetic erectile dysfunction. This is the very definition of malpractice. Erectile dysfunction is truly a cruel diagnosis. Western mainstream medicine and the pharmaceutical industry unduly places upon millions of men. They hand millions of men a lifetime prescription of pharmaceutical ED drugs with no plan to regain a healthy, vibrant sexual function ever again, as long as they make their billions of dollars at your expense. The solution for porn-induced erectile dysfunction, as well as energetic dysfunction from releasing semen too often, is simple, easy, and free. It does not cost a single penny, nor does it make Western mainstream medicine and the pharmaceutical industry a single penny either. Simply refrain from pornography and similar virtual imagery, as well as practice semen retention. These two simple behavioral shifts will rewire and resensitize your neurology and arousal to a real connected partner, re-energize your chi sexual energy for increased sexual performance, potency, sensitivity, and satisfaction, as well as launch you into massive positive transformation in your physical energy, health, and fitness, deeper and more connective, intimate relationships, mental acuity, and emotional balance. These two behavioral practices will provide you with the foundation and the edge to rise to the highest levels of success in all areas of your life. This is how you actualize and become the courageous, empowered, strong, confident, nurturing, and healthy being God always meant for you to be. You cannot experience massive positive transformation and become the ideal version of yourself you are truly meant to be while you remain in a major dopamine addiction with depleted dopamine levels, receptor sites, and chi sexual energy. Semen released to pornography must be completely and permanently eliminated from your life for you to experience this unbelievable, unexpected, and beautiful journey of natural healing, growth, learning, and massive transformation that I am so grateful I personally experienced and which you must experience. You truly have to experience it yourself to know how amazing it feels. The description is beyond words. Please watch the next 10-ton elephant in the room on animal-based diet. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to catch the next video.